Hi, it's Joe Walling, aka Boing Bowhunter from the saddlehunter.com forum. Thought I'd brave the mosquitoes for a little bit this morning to try and put together a video on an alternate method for attaching platforms to trees for saddle hunting. Before I get into the method, I want to make sure I point out the fact that us DIYers, anytime we modify stock equipment, we're taking the risk ourselves. We're assuming responsibility for anything that happens ourselves. So before you go do this on the word of some guy off the internet, make sure it works for you. Make sure you've got it down. Try it out at low level. Always be tethered into your tree before you solidly tethered in before you step onto your platform. It's that goes regardless of whether you're using stock equipment or some DIY equipment. Always be tethered in before you transition to your platform. It's just better to be safe. That tether is your life support. The platform gives you a little leverage to twist and adjust yourself in the stand. It's not really life support, but the tether is what holds you in the tree. Make sure you're tethered in before you step on it. That said, I'll show you my method. Go through it here pretty quick. As most of you know, these platforms come with cam buckle straps, and that cam is pretty hefty. Always seems to clank off the platform at the wrong time, so I'm not really a big fan. They're a little too noisy and a little too bulky for me. So if you've watched my previous videos, you know over the last couple of years I've been using a tethered predator with Amsteel daisy chain. So you know the way that works is I've got a fixed loop on one end that goes on the post. I've got a series of close loops, and when I wrap this strap around the tree, I pick up the next best loop and attach it. And that works pretty well on this platform because the way this thing sits when it's hanging off the tree, gravity's kind of doing this, and then when you cam it over, you push it down and cam it over, and it's further pulling it down. And it worked pretty good for it. But this last year I bought a Ridge Runner and a Solo Scout from out on a limb. And again, I'm not a big fan of the cam buckles that come with them, but because the out on a limb platforms, you cam kind of like a wild edge step. So you lift it up, take all the tension out, get that point against the tree, and then cam it over. And the rope's actually kind of pulling down to hold the stand in place. So having slack in your rope just doesn't work on these as well. I mean, it stays on the tree, but it doesn't pull it quite as tight. So I needed to find another method. So I went back and I started reviewing old videos from people attaching things on the forum. And I found a video from Nutterbuster where he was attaching his climbing steps using a knot called a timber hitch. And the way the timber hitch works is that you attach your fixed loop of Amsteel. You've just got a straight stretch of Amsteel length with a spliced eye in it. You wrap that around the tree, keeping the tag end on one side, and then you put 5 or 6 twists in it. Attach that loop you just made to the stanchion, and then you can adjust the length by pulling the tag end and pulling the slack out. And when you cam that down, it pinches these twists on the back side of the tree. So all these twists get pinched on the back side of the tree. And the friction itself, the additional tension from when you cam this down, holds the platform in place. I've tried this with my Solo Scout and my Predator, and it works great for both of them. It's going to be the means I'm going to use to hold my platforms in the tree this year. So I think I'll go to the tree and do some demonstrations, and you can see how it works. Again, if you decide you want to try this, try it at low level, try it at ground level, make sure it's working for you, that you've got the system down right before you take it to height, and always be tethered in before you step on your platform. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you out. Above all else, be safe out there. Thanks. Okay, so to show you how I do this with the Scout, I've attached my stick to the tree. I'm on the bottom, standing on the bottom rungs, just like I would be if I was at height. To attach the platform, I set it against my knees and put it against the tree and make that loop around the tree. And I'm holding the tag end with my left hand. Bring that around so that loop's just about the right length. And then I pinch both strings with my left hand and I make those 5 or 6 twists. And I'm making them like that so that they go all the way around the tree, right? Then come back and I can attach that to the post on the Scout. And then as I slide this around, I can take the tension out, take the slack out by pulling on the left hand on that tag end. So now I've got the stand tensioned, I can cam it over. It takes a little work to cam it over because that's really snug. But once it's cammed over, it's there. And the wraps are trapped all the way on the back side of the tree. So I'll work my way up the tree here and put some weight on it and show you how well it's secured to the tree. Let me adjust my tether so I'm safe. Kind of hard to do with your phone in your hand. Step around onto the platform. You can see I can 1 foot, no problem. If I come around this way, I can get to where I'm standing with all my weight pushing away from the tree on that Scout. That thing's on there pretty hard. We'll come around the other way, try it again. The other foot. I'm on the back side of that Scout, completely pushing it off the tree, and it's not moving anywhere. So that thing's pretty solid. To get it off the tree, it's a pretty simple process too. Adjust my tether back down here so I can get down. Get it off the tree, just uncam it, pop that twist off, and the whole thing comes off just like that. Wind it up and we're ready to go. So let me show you what that timber hitch looks like on the back of the tree. As you can see right here, this is my fixed loop, right? And then this is where I've wrapped. And you can see that those twists come around and are pinched by the camming action all the way around back here on the back of the tree. And you can't pull that out of there. That is tight. Between the twists and the fact that they're pinched and overlapped on the back of the tree, and that timber hitch comes all the way around here to where I'm almost back around. So I've got plenty of grip on that. That's not coming off anywhere. Really, really tight. Show you how this works with the Predator. I've got my spliced Amsteel on the post. Fold it up so it's almost folded. Set it in my lap here just like I did the Scout. Come around the tree, make that loop so it's almost the right length. Then I'm going to take and make my 5 or 6 loops just like I did. And I've got them coming all the way back around. Then I'm going to attach that loop to the post on the Predator. If I need a little more slack, I can pull it out. And then I slide it around the tree. And I can take that slack out with my left hand, just like I did in the previous one. Now the Predator allows me to push it down, so I get a little gravity help on the tension. And once that's seated, then I can bite that into the tree and seat the Predator. We'll see how tight that is once we're up. Give me a second to adjust again so I'm safe. Get this twisted around. Step out onto the Predator. Give myself one more little adjustment here. Hard to adjust this tether with one hand while I'm holding my phone in the other. But with that on the tree like that, I can come all the way around the back side of the Predator. It's on there just as solid as it would be with the normal strap. Pretty rock solid on the tree. Take it off, kind of follows the same process. Drop myself down a little bit here. Give myself a little slack. Uncam it. Take the loop off the post. It's all stored nice and quiet, nice and small. In case you're wondering if this works on smaller diameter or even smooth bark trees, here's a birch tree that's, you know, not much bigger than my hand. That platform is rock solid on there. And the timber hitch comes around and it's got loops formed on the back side right there. Big trees. This is a great big tree. Bigger than I ordinarily would hunt out of. It's hard to get your hands around and get ropes on the back side. It's so big. It's barely enough where I can reach around it. This is about as big a tree as I could reach around. That thing's on there solid again. Not moving. So it works on big trees too. Back up here and see if I can give a little perspective for the size of that tree.